Morning, sir. Alrighty. Today we've got 10:30 crude oil. And that is it. We've got a 10-year bond auction today at 1. Already, wowza. Already a 2 up on the day. Above yesterday's value area high already. Looking a little bullish. Are we at all-time highs? Yeah, we are. 2-2 on the week now. Inside month. ES 2112 up. Big 2 up. London session just pushed us actually above all-time highs. Wonder if I can see what yeah, ES has a 500 lot order sitting at 5,000. Another 400 lots at 501, another 400 lots at 5,002. We've got 472 sitting at 4,998. Then the floodgates kind of open. choppiness out of oil right now. She moving. Wondering if this fair value gap here is gonna cause a little bit of a here and on ES actually. That's gonna cause us to reject and find the liquidity we need to break that 5,000 level on ES. Dixie is certainly falling. Could help lead us to the highland. Apple, pretty big gap up today. lean and short here. 8 seconds on a new fiver. And a 15. I'm going to go short for 20 points here, 28.50. Not in love with that push down. Still have negative delta, but that push down certainly looked like a lick grab. Finger on the trigger here. Closing 10 points. Outside bar on the 5 there. Market structure is currently bearish on the 1, so don't mind being short, but the 5 is certainly looking for, well, it actually tapped into that liquidity. Just a matter of if this break of structure fair value gap is going to hold us down or not. And I'm seeing not as part of our future. Hey, Moss, welcome in. Just saw your message was in that trade, Avi. Nice time. Speaking of Moss, nice tiny loser. What made you cut early? This liquidity grab under. So it was a breakout play, and it did break out a little bit. I think I was in at the high 20s. And so I was looking for it to just go straight through. But once it went down and then immediately shot back up, once it closed inside, I was gonna get out after it went 2 up, which it did. So tiny loser, half R, no biggie. Part of the game. Walmart did go 2-1-1-2 up for the swings. Um, Getting caught up on YouTube. TS. Excuse me. I do have a video that explains the 1, 2, 3s. It's in the most recent video called, I think it's how to read a candlestick chart, and then we go into the strat. Hello, I'm a member of the Discord, one of them, I assume, and want to follow your trades. However, I'm wondering why you don't post expirations, because I always trade the closest expiration, and it just takes extra time for me to type that, and usually I don't have that time when I'm typing. And morning, Deontay. Good to see you in here as always. Just letting the price action flow. I'm thinking I'll probably want to wait for this new 15-minute to open, but could play for the breakout of all-time highs, which is crazy to say, but bouncing off this little tiny 1-minute fair value gap and the fiver. Might be looking back short. That's a lower high. Delta's following. New 5-minute and 30 seconds. This might be a move without me. It's a 20-minute, 1-minute candle. All right, I'm giving a short a try here. 35.25, 20 points. Delta's following. Big order at 22.25. That one got taken out. Should be cleared. ES under that low. Another big down wick though. All right, closing break even. I'll re-enter if I want to, but just a little bit spooked about another wick made just a tick lower and then an immediate rejection higher. New 15-minute candle here in 50 seconds. 42 seconds. So SPY day of anything else at the end of the week. Correct, Marino. Correcto. Looking like a failed two again. So we've, in the last 20 minutes, we've had 4 of 4 5-minute candles or failed twos. Lower high on delta there. Barely a lower low on ES with this move down. 2-2 on the 5. Not a ton of orders resting. We've got 100 lots at 60. And 100 lots at 41 as well. That got put back on. 111 at 40.50. Certainly a bullish signal on for Stratters. 2-2 reversal after a failed 2 down. I am leaning bearish though. Leaning like a 51.49 lean. There's an outside bar on the 1 actually there. Might play the outside, then 2 bar. For you to play that outside, then 2 bar in this case, does the outside need to finish green? Well, I assume you were typing that while it was moving. It closed as a doji. I would have preferred it to close green, but it doesn't necessarily have to. Because the whole point of the outside bar is to sweep both sides of liquidity, and once we do that, then it's anyone's ball game kind of thing. I would much prefer it to be a green outside bar if I'm going green after, but I definitely don't want to see it close at the bottom of the outside bar and then go green. Then I'm not taking it. I want to see it close in the top half of the whole candle. But at this point, with minute 48 left, probably not taking a trade until this 5-minute close. Just want to make sure I'm not standing in chop. Everything else is bearish right now. Look at Tesla, Amazon, Apple's been a sell-off all morning. Might have sold those Google and Oracles too early. Minute 6 left on this 5-minute failed 2 down. Or sorry, 2 up. Finger on the trigger, might go one more try on a breakout. It's giving its little push up right now. Close that liquidity. "25 seconds on this 5-minute candle. Finger on the trigger. Delta's following. There's 100 lots sitting just below this at 20s. Well, that just got pulled. No, it's moving down, moving down. I have a sell stop under that 5-minute low. So 25.25. Pulling it up to 26. ES did go 2 down on the 5. Inside still on 15s. Kind of choppy right now. All right. Gonna cancel that order for now. Delta is starting to come in a little bit here. Really interested if it takes out this high at 54. And I want to see a new high on Delta as well. ES, strong Delta there. We do have red folder news tomorrow. Hopefully that'll give us a little turbo. I'd be very impressed if we can break all-time highs without the volatility of red folder news. ES and NQ both made new highs on Delta. Definitely leaning bearish or bullish. Definitely not bearish right now. Big outside bar there on ES. All right, going long ES NQ 6450. 20 points. Four minutes on this 15-minute candle, which is still inside bar. Looking for this to go 2 up on the 15 for a 2-2 reversal signal. Gonna double dip on Q calls. Got the 2-2 on the 15. Big order sitting at 5,000 on ES. That's going to be what holds us back, coming up to all-time highs. There it is. There's 20 at least. Qs are going crazy right now. Added SPY into all-time highs. I'm not going to alert that though. It's gone. 0.61 on Qs. Holy bejeebers. I had a feeling if we were to break through that 5,000, we'd skyrocket through. You got to get on ATAS. I don't know if it's that, but you got that. Yeah, that's a good time for. That's the good time for it to freeze. Yeah, right. Up 40 points now. .77 on Qs now. I don't think I want to add an extra for a little bit. The next 5-minute candle could come all the way back down to the 60s. Could not, but it very well could. not gonna lie, kind of scared to make another trade. That candle was 30 something points right there. See, if I were to try to go long there, my stops would be at 800, and I think 800 is very, acceptable for NQ to retrace back to. What's that, sir? Oh, not. Yeah, not good. They were invalidated, but yeah, I saved a little bit. Played the 2-2 reversal on Google here, and it opened up pretty close to the close. I closed for down, I think 25%. I opened up down 50%, but averaged down. Then Oracle played the 2-2. It's technically not invalidated, but after NQ and ES were giving me signals down here that we're going long for the day, I'm like, I don't want to. There's no sense in holding that. And it's been green all day, so even right here, I wouldn't have been green because of overnight theta. But yeah, it was okay. Overnights aren't my favorite. It's kind of just like predicting a strat entry essentially, which is giving you a little higher probability. But I'd rather get in after it's been confirmed in swing overnight, which is probably what I'll do. Instead of like the last half hour, I'll probably just look for throughout the day entries and then swing them overnight and trim the next morning. I just think that trying to predict the strat entries is kind of lower probability than continuation trades. Yeah, like let me see. I'm sure there's an example if I look here close enough. No, well, I'm up big. I'm just trimming or trailing stops at that point. Actually, I haven't trailed yet, but I will. Um, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. So like here, Mario, if I were looking for a 2-1-2 up, I would probably just look for strat entries throughout the day in the overnights or swing, and then swing an overnight for the next day in case it keeps going here, like same thing, 2 and 2. The previous day, yeah. And there's a chance it might. And if the day closes that failed too, I'm probably taking this off, so I wouldn't have had this daily drawdown. But like here, 2 1 2 up, 2 1 2, 2 3s, etc. Right. Anything over, yeah, anything over that inside bar. Oops. Big move on gold this morning. Okay, nice. Yeah, yeah. Still though, it's awesome. Yeah, Euro USD is not the move. You're starting to like it. You said sorry. Yeah, I will probably get into it more in the next couple months, and just setting. I probably won't even do 15-minute setups. I'll probably just stick to the hour, 4 hour, and up. But gotcha. No, I don't. I think as long as you're just sitting at the higher time frames is all that really matters. Got 550 lots sitting at 510, or sorry, 5010 on ES. Probably gonna risk for a 1R here. I'd like this to close inside. Might not be fortunate though. All right, I'm in 22.75 for 20 points. All right, up 10 points on that. Gonna go ahead and trail stops after this 1 minute close. I'm gonna trail now up 15 points. Coming up to 5010 on ES. I might trim early on the 1R. Like 75% right now. 75.75R, whatever. 5 points away. All right, closing up here, 15 points. Oopsies. Yeah, I did see that. I'll shoot an announcement so people know. But yeah, I thought they'd do the 1 day pass, but I think they're trying to see how many payouts come of the one day passers. Um, I mean, in my head, it's no different than if you pass in 1 day, then flip for 6 days. But obviously, I don't run the Apex prop firm. But yeah, 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 they are. Yeah. All right, I'm giving another stab long on an extra 45.50, 20 points. Got through 50.10 on ES. Looking for a two up here on the extra. All right, there's a two up. 10 points on that. Gonna go break even. Thanks, honey. Up 15 points. Finger on the close button on the extra. Just gonna take profit if it starts to retrace. Really, if this candle goes red, I'll probably hit close. All right, stops up. Okay, there we go. TP hit and 100 points on NQ. All right, incredible day so far. Only 1/2 hour loss. Sitting on some nice profits so far this week. 10:30. I am probably not getting in another trade. I will manage these, of course. Okay, but how are my Walmart calls now break even? I was up like 5-7% this morning. How in the world are they down? Walmart fraudulent. Easy said volatility making the options die. You're thinking of theta. Or no, you're thinking of yeah. Vega. I think it's Vega. But no, it's not the volatility. I mean, it's just Walmart's going down right now. That's all. Do you guys trade micros or minis since you trim at TPs? Yeah, if you're trimming and using minis, you're insane in the membrane. There's no way I can put on a position for 10 minis on one account. So trims are definitely micros. I want to see the 5 retest the opening range area before I look for an extra, to be honest. Agreed with Brisket. I got out at 800. I got spooked at the psych level, yeah. Yeah, psych level, there's two things, and one is much more likely than the other. Either we're gonna break through and shove right through all liquidity, or we're gonna reject. And rejection is the most common of those outcomes. So yeah, I don't blame you guys at all. Could have trailed stops, like what we were at. Well, for me, could have trailed stops. Like if you got in at 65 and we're up at 75, you could have trailed stops to break even. So it was a 10-point retrace. Then just trailed the 1 minute lows all the way until it got hit, which would have been up to 810. That would have been an option. But hard to say, honestly. Can't blame you for sure, especially if you're sitting on and trying to be aggressive with profits like I was early in the morning. Let me look. Well, because I took 3 trades extra. The 1 hour account is 1 hour account's up 3R, a little over. Trims just hit 5R. Where is my trims is about the same, 3.5. So like right now I'm sitting on like 20% of my original position. And that's why the TPs are wider. So like I have to go from 100 to, or from my last trim to my next trim, it's another 40 points. So versus like here, if I wanted to take a 1R long, I could, and then I'd be up 4R instead of sitting right around 3.5 on trims. It'll be probably pretty rare that trims does better than the 1R if I'm able to get extra trades in. But the trims are a little bit higher win rate, and so it is a little bit more steady of an equity curve. Not that the 1R is not steady, but it is more steady than the 1R. So thank you. My wife just brought a whole feast. She knew something was cooking in here. Man, now I got to try. I got to go out and try some brisket from City Barbecue today. I got to give it another chance. And if it's the more marbled, all right, let me look up City Barbecue. They've got a killer peach cobbler. Make a grown man cry. Yeah. Oh, give me some peach cobbler. That thing will get destroyed. Dude, I made some apple crisp over Christmas break, and when we went to my in-laws, they have a lodge that they host marriage retreats at. But my wife's family has 6 kids, and now they're all married, and most of them have kids. So it's a huge group. I think there's probably 20 or so people there. I made one pan of apple crisp. It was gone in like 10 minutes. I was like, dang, I didn't know everyone liked it that much. Gonna have to make more next time. Amen. I like turkey over ham for sure.
Oh, then you need to. The best turkey I've ever made. Look it up on YouTube. It's a guy that does it in his oven, but you can do it in the Traeger. It's called spatchcocking.
Yeah, I have heard of that.
Have you heard of that?
I've
It
heard
is
of it.
the
I
most
don't know what
moist
it is.
turkey. What all you're doing is you're prepping the turkey and you're ripping out the spine.
Okay.
So you have to cut out the spine of the turkey. Like you don't like when it's raw and everything.
Right.
And you almost break the ribs and you're laying it down flat
Gotcha.
onto the Traeger. So you're pushing down like you're doing CPR on it, but it breaks
Right.
you have to cut out the spine and you turn it over. And so what it does is it smokes and cooks all that stuff a lot faster.
Yeah.
So it doesn't you don't burn the outside and dry it out. It'll be the juiciest turkey you've ever had.
I do like some juicy turkey.
Yeah, look up YouTube, look up spatchcocking. There's a lot of recipes for it, but hardest part is prepping it is cut yourself on some of those bones and spine and ripping out the spine.
KV being on and his tone and his approach and all his demeanor.
And I don't mean to turn this into a cooking show every morning.
Hey, I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed.
But that was good. I know it's been done before. before, but it was very fitting for him. So we're like, let's call it patience.
He's very calm.
KV.
He's very calm.
All right, a little bit of
Very
chopping
calm,
now.
collected. Yeah, knowledgeable.
Okay, guys, you're saying Dakota and Rips are killing it right now?
Yeah, what I was gonna say about the brisket is if you get it from like Dickies or something like that, you might have the dried out part, which I didn't like the dried out part of
Yeah.
it.
This morning,
But when you see that there's
I was watching
different
the
parts of a
breakdown just to
brisket,
stream.
fattier
Dakota
ones,
was on.
that's
Yeah.
when it
He was
starts
sleeping,
tasting really
poor guy.
good.
Yeah, off hours. He's been working his ass off. He got funded and he's been working his ass off.
Yeah.
And he's been pinging
I
me.
know
He's been pinging me. Yeah, and I'm like, hey, you're doing awesome, blah blah blah. And I go, hey, I think they're gonna bring you up live. And he's like, oh, great, that's good to know. And then he's talking about putting the team together. Well, I mean, they have been talking about. So now, like, I don't know, guys. Whatever you name your team, we're Shy City Locals is sitting right here, and we're doing okay.
Exactly.
We're doing okay day one.
Just follow
I'm
Michael.
scaling up slowly. I'm scaling up slowly. I always scale up slowly on reasonably new accounts. So
Yeah.
I mean,
It'll be 10 lots.
you know,
Come Vegas, it'll be 10, 15 lots for here, Michael.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, I said
Give
I
it a
would
month.
this year.
You did. Michael's getting hot here in the trade. What do we
Cooking
got?
show just makes the airways busy. Yeah, and I appreciate that. So I don't have to keep saying new 5-minute candle in 1 minute 10 seconds, so that people know I'm still here. Sometimes I say it for my own good, but
He's getting frustrated. 80% long in crude. 50-50. I'm sorry, 80% long in gold. My apology. 80% long
Yeah,
in gold.
I was gonna say why.
Why? My bad. I didn't mean to do that to you. I was right. It moves around on me when I'm reading this. Gold 80% long, crude 50-50, ES 50-50. All right, everything else is 50-50. Saw a little pullback here in the ES.
40 seconds on this 5-minute candle. And the 15er.
We'll find out. Yeah, team
Failed 2 so far. Definitely looking to get an extra long here in.
Yeah.
15 quarters. 15 quarters is still the high water mark. Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy, dude. 15 handles off the. It actually like. Where was it? It was
just power through it.
Power. That was 15 handles after hitting the all-time highs.
Yeah, never saw it. Never looked back.
Handles, just like boom.
Yeah, never looked back. Go figure. Yep, Dakota, the 50 lot. Right here, our past markets.
Hey, Dakota, what are you up? My real-time updates from risk managers aren't real-time, so I need to get 50 your update because I want to celebrate if you are up healthy. I want to celebrate you anyway because you're at the live funded level.
Looking like it wants it one more time at least.
I think so. I'm just sitting on some nice profits. I don't know if I want to risk, but if we do take out these lows, then it kind of tells me you're done for the day.
What do we got here?
I'm not going to short this for sure, even if it will give me 20 or 40 points.
These sort of times of crude oil not doing much, they don't last long in crude oil. Sometimes you might get this for the second part of August, and usually whenever it happens outside of the regularly quiet periods, it won't last long, right? So something happens, and crude oil just starts reacting to things. So we just need to stay very, very patient. So don't get involved. Don't get chopped up in these markets. If you're a range trader or a scalper, this probably.
All right, I'm taking a long here. 58.75, 20 points.
In crude oil, but if you are a scalper, then this is your playground.
Hey, D, you were saying yesterday when you were on with Robert, what's your best month of trade? What is crude most profitable? What months were you saying? Are you typically you have your best months?
I don't really vary that much. I would be honest. I know that February is not traditionally my best month by any means. Yeah, so February is usually a bit kind of patchy for me, but I usually end up profitable. Not wildly profitable. And it's also one of the reasons why I didn't want to take a payout just yet, because I know that February is like, and just don't want to, stress myself. So we'll see how we do once we're over the another week maybe. Then I'll know where I am. But you can
Very,
see
very good.
why, right? This is not the
Yes.
first year that I've seen February doing weird stuff. So this is actually within the
This is weird.
statistical expectancy. I said that very, very weird expectancy. So yeah, so crude oil does have moments where it slows down, but it doesn't last long. So my really good months, although like I said, I don't like you've heard Ben talk about me. Like I don't have much of variance. It's not like I have massive months and then really crappy months. Like I just don't vary that much. So it's usually either pretty decent or it's okay.
Finger on the trigger here. If we don't, if we go 2-1-2 down, I'm out for sure. If we just go 2 down, I might be out for sure.
I think
A scratch month.
2018
Back to break
was the
even.
last time when I had a loser
Calling it here.
month.
Jesse,
It was
I'll
a
catch
long
y'all
time ago.
tomorrow. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah,
Appreciate
sir.
it like always.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
See you
so
tomorrow.
I don't really look at my
Later.
trading on a day-to-day basis. I like to focus on a weekly and a monthly.
Agree.
So I'm not freaking out if I'm, down one day. I just look at it, okay, where am I on the week? Where am I on the month? And that sort of puts me outside of the whole, oh my God, I need to make this so I can't lose this or whatever. So it's easier for me to stop because I know there's still a lot of time in that accounting period, if you want to call it that.
Yep.
But yeah, so for my really good months, I find that April and May tend to be so easy. Just like
That's what it was.
taking candy from a baby, right?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
don't say that.
Indiana.
Don't say that. Don't say
It's just
that.
the
The
way
market.
I'm saying that. No, I'm saying that in the ease of me finding setups and them working out. It's like I don't ever remember going, oh my God, this is like so torturous. But I do remember February's, other February months where I'm like, God, just stop. Like,
Why can't it be
stop
March?
torturing me.
When's March?
All right,
gonna
stops
be?
up to 53 for minus 5 points, which will be counted as break even because it's 0.25 R,
When you say
and I got
that,
stopped
what
out.
you just said about like
So just a tiny loss there.
the grim reaper of the markets turns around and
No, but I'm not
catches
saying.
my
Might look to get back in, actually.
Super easy. I'm not.
Oh, yeah,
Just
yeah.
stretch it for 5 extra points.
Confident and just do stupid things, right? I still have my systematic.
This 1 minute goes outside, I'm interested.
I get into a trade and it does what it's supposed to do. That kind of is easier. Like it doesn't. It's not even related to maybe the outcome because sometimes I can mess it up in trade management. But it's just the way.
8 seconds left on this fiver.
Properly, and then it depends how I managed it, right? So I don't really remember any of the months apart from February being super torturous. It was just like, yeah, it's happening. I'm doing one trade, second trade, third trade, and it's all just within a very nicely generous range of around 200 ticks per day, per session, in fact. That makes it easier to trade. So whenever we fall below that, like look at us.
All right, going for it, 64.50. Going to make it 20 point stop, 25 point TP.
It's like just, give me a gun. I'm just going to go.
Deanna's on one today. I like this, Deanna.
This is why I don't trade bonds, right? Bonds are kind of like that. Bonds just kill my will to live, man. I don't know how people can trade fixed income products. Every time I tried, I'm just like, what is this?
It's definitely.
So I need something that moves moderately, I suppose, to have to do a trade and it just runs in one direction. It gives you an opportunity to make a decision of what you're going to do with it. Are you going to keep it? You're going to take it off? But when it's in such a tight range, you have to like nitpick with entries and targets and be super careful. I find it exhausting, man. I'm not, I'm 43. I don't want to be doing that at this point when I know that there are better days coming. So don't get
Just want to see it break through, but it's giving me signs of weakness here. So finger on the trigger yet again.
It's probably going to be pretty tumultuous.
If it breaks through, I'll move stops to that low that was just made on that 1 minute.
But I'm hoping that this will be the catalyst to push crude oil out of this funk that it's
Just want to keep my profits for the day. Definitely don't want to give back too many.
Until then, we're long gold, baby.
Too many of these
How
profits.
We're chopping around. We're chopping around. Nothing's really moving. Yeah.
Chop around.
Yeah. We got a speaker here in about 9 minutes. 9 minutes till Fed speakers start going, and then the party gets started till well into the afternoon.
Nicholas Farmer, that's a great question. I'm glad he asked that. Can you offer any insights into whether a product traded affects the longevity of an XFA or live account? It's a great question for Shoulder Tap. They would probably know that way better than I would. I that's a very interesting. Like we would have to probably run data on it, but they could go off what they've seen. I mean, they watched thousands of traders for years.
All right, bringing stops up to the 1 minute low, so break even.
Nasdaq is a pretty quick blowout rate, in my opinion. That's my guess. Even at the brokerage houses, they're like, what's the? Well, I'll tell you, the slowest or the one that gets you out of account the quickest is Nasdaq. That's what my guess would be of a brokerage, and also here at Top Step.
I believe it. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I'm closing. Just going to count these last two as a wash.
Why shoulder tap? Oh, I guess they're looking at all that data all the time, right?
They should.
I think I took 7 points there, but
know probably from their experience.
just a little worried that this is a liquidity grab. I could be completely wrong. Still in trims for now, but probably going to cut those when I leave here. This is just not looking. This move here did not look strong enough to break out. A little too many wick arounds, tiny candle bodies in the DOM, and doesn't look great. Like I said, it very well could just go straight up, but I think it's a little more stressful of a play than I want to be in, especially with ES not breaking out there, having some SMT divergence right now. Right back to where I was, so it looks like it was the right call.
Touch new highs, pull back off that. I mean, just touched him, came off of that. Unbelievable. What a rally. So are you? What a rally. Unbelievable. The way we take this sucker higher.
I don't know. It's not. It's actually not unbelievable.
It's not unbelievable. It's not.
If it happens every day, it's not unbelievable.
It's not unbelievable. But the fact it happens every day, I just can't. Like, it's hard to wrap your head around. Every day, every damn day.
Yeah.
Buy the dip. Don't trip.
You look at it daily, and it's just like melt up.
Yeah, it's just
Why would you get short?
up. There's no breath, like anything. It's just like shooting up.
Let me see. Yeah. Why would you ever get short?
I would love for these markets to
What?
put the brakes on and just take the elevator down.
Which happened during COVID, didn't it? It fell like the rock.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a trade. That was an all-timer.
Oh, every day. That was nerve-wracking here at Top Step because I'm like, every day it's limit down. We're like, holy shit, it's limit down every day. And then you got like
scary.
people that have never
Looking
traded,
short.
people that have never traded before, and they're like, why can't I?
3-2.
We had to like get education. We had to hurry up and get education. We had to hurry up and get education out there on.
Yeah, why can't I
limit down.
trade when it fell 5%?
Yeah.
Because it fell 5%.
Yes. So we were like, I'm like, can we please get some like risk is like they don't know their limit down. This guy's caught.
All right, I'm going short 46
He still put a position on
an extra.
And we put a rule out there because you have to have rules in here to get people to. You cannot trade within X% of a limit down because that gets you in a really bad spot, the firm in a really bad spot.
Closing the trims.
On your personal brokerage account, shouldn't even be playing that game. Hey guys, we're 80% short right now. Shorts are coming in here at this range.
Up 10 points, bringing stops up.
What are you thinking? Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I don't know what would be a pull, but there's not the levels up here don't mean too much to me.
Could roll over here. Could be a rollover. We'll see. 80% short Nasdaq, 81% short Nasdaq, 78% short ES, 77%. Where does it go? 60% short crude, 68% long gold. We're might be rolling over here, Michael.
Well, considering it's been all bids in here, I'll play this first pullback on a one.
We got downside liquidity in the S&Ps. 300 lot sitting on 5,005. Just beneath that, tick beneath that, we got our 200 lot there.
All right, stopped out there.
Resting bids in there, see if it gets filled. And I bet if we check in 20 or 2 hours from now, I bet those are good fills and they're in the money.
At break even, not stopped out, stopped out.
49.50, 49.39. I want to say there was some resting bids, just 1,000 lot down there getting filled. But they're happy campers right now.
Yeah. Who's talking at the top of the hour? Did you say?
A Fed speaker.
14 seconds, probably looking to go 2-1-2 down. I literally got wicked out there.
But yeah, I don't even know if they're a voting member or not.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a short here, kind of predicting this 2-1-2 down, which is risky in and of itself, but
I just got word
17835.50.
Today's shoulder tap is going to be killer.
Got the 2-1-2 down.
Yeah, killer. Awesome. So be sure to tune in and fire emojis. So everyone everyone be sure to tune in. Stay tuned in for shoulder tap. Sounds like we got a lot coming up. I have an idea who's going to be one of the cards. I have a hunch. I think I know who's going to be on one of those cards.
Who? Not me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say. I don't know. That'd be my.
No, I didn't do it. I did nothing special. I did.
That would be my
did,
guess. That would be my
Yeah,
guess.
I got up. I got up there like the Joker, and I danced in front of the king and made him laugh. That's kind of all I did.
2.5 minutes on a new 15-minute candle.
Profit. So it's like, what's your problem?
This might want this liquidity here.
Go to Michael, the dream team. Okay. Hope maybe we got the three amigos.
No, they're already recruiting each other. They're already in cahoots. That little group over there. So they're getting a team together.
I like it.
Rips
I like
texted
it.
me yesterday and says I'm really stoked about TTL.
Nice.
And I am too, but Deanna, Andre, and Hogue, we got to pick up one ringer to make a team of 5.
Yes. Is this for Vegas? How's it gonna work? Is that just the? Yeah, I know. Are the finals gonna be in Vegas then? Is that what you're thinking? And we're gonna have the competition lead up
Yes,
to
but
that?
not the Vegas that Top Step team is going to. Top Step's going out to Vegas. We do it every year because it's like, how do you house? I don't know, 80. I think there's 80 people going, so we have 80 rooms at the Caesars. If they're like, oh God, you guys, no, it's like $60 a room, something like that, $70, whatever.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than like we do a Lake Lawn up in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. So we do 2 things a year together. We fly everybody there, and we all have kind of this hangout. It's more about hanging out and having a good time. So we're doing that in a month and a half or so. But this TTL that you're talking about,
Yes.
the World Cup or whatever we're calling it, I think it's might be
Robin's
the World
Cup.
Cup. Yeah.
Robin's Cup.
No, definitely not Robin. No, my grandpa's in that one. It's so dumb.
I get you every time. on that
It's
one.
like it's the old guys in the industry over, and I have nothing against their brokerage firms over, but it's just whatever. Go with the
Works
new,
every
the-
time.
The new.
They get a plastic
So-
trophy at the end.
Deanna feisty today. I like it.
with some credits to the assisted living center.
All right, come on now. Now.
I'm just teasing. Come on, I'm gonna get old too. Everybody gets old.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Everybody gets old.
Just a number.
I'm looking
That's why
forward to
it-
being
it-
Sitting
old.
on break even here.
I have no problem with all that. Look, we're all going that direction, whether you like, whether we like it or not.
Just a number.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming indeed. It's inevitable.
Yeah, if you can't have humor with age, if you can't have, I've always like never been like, oh, my best days are behind me. No, my best days are in front of me always. So if you can't have humor with age, then man, you're gonna get old then really quick.
Yeah.
Taking some off at 10 points. Do have some speakers here at 11, I thought.
I'm starting to see this.
Yeah, just somebody speaking. It's orange folder, so not something I have to be out of the trade for, but definitely want to take 10 points at least. Stop loss break even.
It feels like it's rolling over, even though I'm long one lot from right here, right now.
There's 20.
Just on this pullback, it's a pretty big pullback. A lot of
Should've just
people
held
think
that
it's
extra, I
gonna-
think.
This could be the rollover. I'm gonna get out of it. Ooh. Look at that.
Run up.
All right.
This downside move, slight downside in gold looks like it spooked
Yes, it
some
is.
gold traders.
Mhm.
Where's their levels around here?
Where?
Nah.
In the
What's that?
Nasdaq, is there any levels around here? Yeah, that you have.
80% short.
Yeah. Okay, so I do have the average daily range high in Nasdaq that has caused some reversal here. The next
I'm going to
one
shut
I
it down
have
here. I'm not going to take another
is
X or another 1R.
7774.
Going to keep the trims up while I
Right? Yeah.
finish up the recap, but
So 1777.
I just don't want to be short. I mean, I am short, but I don't want to be extra short. Have an extra exposure. Sitting at close to 4 or 5R.
Shout out
Just want to take my
Max
monies
Max
and
my first
leave.
Combine, $50,000 combine. Well done, Chaz. Good job.
Well done.
Congrats.
Well done, Chad. For sure.
Take it slow.
Take it slow.
Take it slow in the XFA.
Yeah, Deanna. Okay, let's. What are your next steps? What's your advice?
I agree
So
and
past
did that a
50K
while ago.
combine,
I was
get
just
an
seeing
extra-
if anybody
what's,
else
take
had
it
any
slow?
cooking recipes.
Yeah, so first of all, whenever you achieve a
What was
big
that? Sorry?
goal
You were
that
seeing if
lasts
someone had
for a
cooking?
while, it
Yeah, I said I did that a while ago. I agree, and I did that a while ago. Just stop and
Generally
Yeah.
up so much. So
jobs, but not very good.
Yeah,
if
uh,
anybody else had any,
What
said
Four,
me.
makes it
4 hour day
overall
is just
that
is a
it
really good
boosts
day.
your
If you do that
motivation
20 times a
What does
month,
that translate to?
you'd be
Overtrading. And we've seen
up
that
an
many
incredible
times
amount.
where people get funded and
So I
then
just don't want to get a little bit
already like the
push my
Sunday
luck.
evening they
I
are
know that
pretty
me going
much
from
straight.
4 hour to
It's like
a little over 5 hour is not gonna
so that's
help
something
as
to
much as it
consider.
would
So
hurt me going
try
from
to
4 hour to
trade very small
over 3 hour, a
until
little
your
over 3 hour.
levels come back to the baseline.
Risk to
And
reward
it's
emotionally
mindful
is not
with
there,
the
and that's
the
also
the
something that
reason
you
why
have
people
to
blow the account
pay
in a
attention to.
day or 3 days. The extra dopamine and motivation because you want to trade it. It's exciting. It's something you wanted for a really long time. But be careful, be aware of it, and just let everything settle down. Trade very small. Don't dig a hole for yourself. Don't overtrade. Set a limit to the number of trades that you do in a day, and walk away if it's not doing.
And it's
right.
probably good I
would
didn't,
say
because I was
the
actually
best
looking to
bet
go
pay
take a
one micro.
continuation short there.
1 micro. That way you're not going to dig a hole for yourself. It's not forever.
Caught up on the YouTube. Just passed the fun on the short. On that short. Thanks for the teachings, Justine. Congratulations, Matthew.
That's what I like.
You hit the buttons, my man.
That's moment in time.
Great
where
job.
I can do no wrong. I'm the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, overconfident.
Like whatever I
Caught
do,
up
whenever I touch
here.
gold. Yeah.
Took an
Yeah,
NQ
see,
short.
I don't really have that. Even when I'm on a hot
10.
streak, I'm like always like,
Those always suck because they hurt the win rate, which obviously I know doesn't matter,
And
but
then I'm kind of almost expecting it, and I get even more.
better to take smaller losses.
That worked as well. I'm almost in awe.
But I also wish it didn't
Another day with
matter as much.
out. And then when the inevitable losing day comes, I'm not like,
And 1 hour.
I'm just like, okay, there it is. So, I'm just very mindful of whenever I'm doing super well, I know that a losing day is coming, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of like the exact opposite to whatever people do as traders.
NQ long.
All right, Eddie. Oh, it's 4 minutes past the top of the hour.
Actually, let me see. So at 10:23, I went long.
Kugler, the juggler. Yes, he had a good cup of coffee. There's a lot he said, but I'm going to pick out some of the main ones.
22. So actually, I would have come back to that fair value gap and hit TP, but I took at 15, which is okay. If it's within a couple points, I have no problem taking it and calling it hitting TP. That helps my psychological aspect for sure, and keeps me out of trouble. Alrighty. That's it for today. Really good day. Really good week this week. 11R on the week so far. And yeah, doing pretty well. So with that, I'm going to close it, shut everything down. I'll see you all here tomorrow. Looks like another leg short possibly, but remember, if you're going to keep trading, use stop losses. Don't blow your account one trade. That's silly. Live to fight another day. See y'all here tomorrow. Let me read this chat real quick. I know you didn't want to go short in this trend not too long ago. What factor changed your mind? 1101. The change of character definitely changed my mind here, Crystal. And then also this liquidity grab up here. Anytime there's a liquidity grab, I'm thinking, okay, is this where I should change my bias? So as soon as we wicked up here, I'm pretty sure I don't know if I was in a long or I guess I could look, but yeah, I was in long and trimmed, hit TP at 70, and then I didn't go much further up, and then wicked immediately back down, pretty much almost an outside bar, and at that point, with a volatility of this candle here, which was 1053, had a lot of negative delta, was almost the size of 7 candles here that took this long. Just kind of made me second guess being long. Ultimately, if you're a longer term trader, you're sitting out of this, right? You're sitting out of this short. You're waiting for price to come down to this fair value gap, which will equate to right around the 50% retrace if I had to guess. Yeah, so you're waiting for something like this, long, and then the big move all the way back up to TPs. that is what I would be looking for if I were on a 5 or 15-minute chart. And you kind of got to see it overnight here, right? From 7:15 to whatever this is to 9:15. Price came back into this fair value gap. I can't really see because of the numbers. So price came back, almost touched the 50 fair value gap, and then you're looking long. Based on the 15-minute chart, you've been looking long since 8 o'clock last night. Everything else is kind of arbitrary and not super important. But that is that's what I would be looking at if I were still wanting to be in a trade. And you can also see here 945 and 955 bounced off that fair value gap that the 15-minute bounced off of as well. So definitely looking long for the rest of the day. But or at least until a 5-minute / 15-minute change of character, which is unlikely to happen soon. So Tupac, are 5 micros too many for 25k? What's the drawdown on 25k? Does anyone know?
I will refrain from saying that.
Off the top of your head, 1500. Okay, so let's do calculator. 5 micros. You're trying to risk. How many trades do you want to be able to lose before you blow your account? 10, 5. 5's probably a little too low, but 10. So if you're doing a 15-point stop, then 5s are perfect because you're going to risk $150 per trade. I just want to make money. Yeah, that is the goal. But on the flip side of making money is losing money, and you got to protect yourself from that for sure. So yeah, I'd probably say I'd say that 4 would be $8 a point, 160. I'd probably do. Oh, you do 20 points, so I'd probably do four micros. And then if you're doing Apex, I would encourage you to take profits aggressively because their trailing stops are on your booty until you're past the trailing, of course.
Here I have ADR high. It's just like it acts as a reversal for a very short period of time, and then it keeps going.
All right, thanks for the help. You betcha. Alrighty, guys. Well, if you have any questions, I will be, as always, hanging around in the training chats, and just ping me if you need anything. Alrighty, guys. Well, great day. I will see y'all here tomorrow. If you're going to keep trading, use stop losses. Don't blow your account one trade. That's silly. And I'll see you tomorrow. See you guys.